we can't have them DMAC or CMA or whatever coming after us.
So how are you guys doing this? Like, because I'm struggling to figure out what the fuck to do now that Google Hangouts is gone. So you guys use Disappear, and then what are you recording the audio with?
OBS.
He's capturing the screen and sending it out to OBS.
Okay.
Yeah, I just record it in OBS, and then I put it in a video editing software and just render it as a WAV file, which just does the audio, and then I put that in Audacity. Because I started doing that once we started doing this, but also Skype was always just horrible to work with.
Yeah, Skype is trash. Like, it's the fucking hands down the worst. And like I was telling Delvin the other day, I was like, Skype must be super happy because they're trying to get all the traffic right now, but they still haven't upped their game. Like, they're still super terrible.
I know a lot of people, if they're just recording audio, a lot of people have switched to Zoom.
Zoom?
Zoom and
I know what Zoom is. Yeah, it's sort of like this, but you have an account and it like
yeah. I can't remember which one we used for the Dream Team. Let me pull that up one moment. But it's one of those ones, like, I can't remember the other one where it records the track separately, but then it records a master file for the person, and then it's all uploaded.
Okay.
But do you have to pay for those features?
I don't think so.
Because on this one you can record with it, but you have to pay for those features. And
I know that. It was like another layer. Yeah, like a 12 in a room or something like that, plus multiple rooms.
Right.
Well, you pay for this if you want more than 4 people.
Mm-hmm.
Which in most cases, more than 4 people on a podcast is a disaster.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, just like, unless you really know how to control this shit, more than 4 people on a podcast is an absolute disaster.
Yeah. Someone
go ahead.
So as I say, there's always someone who doesn't talk, and then someone who's like stepping on everybody. You got like no narrative. It's all over the place.
Unless you do it like Game Enthuse does it, to where, you know, when someone's talking, everybody else shuts up, and then it's that other person's talking, and everybody shuts up. Yeah. You know.
That's the reason why every time I'm on Game Enthuse, I always try to ask questions, or I add comments when other people are talking to make it like more interesting. And like, Game Enthuse be long, bruh. Like, like sometimes I'm on.
And we
Game
is streaming. We is streaming. Just so you know.
No, just sometimes I'm on Game Enthuse, and it's just like, bruh. Like the fact that Game Enthuse gives you like all the time you need for your section. And they do a section where they talk about all of the other stuff, and then they have a section where you talk about all of the games that you've played since the last show. But like, they also give you all the time that you need. So like one person can pretty much take up a lot of time if they did a lot of stuff. And I'm like, man, can we wrap this up? Can we just keep it to 3? Like, name 3 things and let's keep this thing moving.
You're like, we got 4 segments. We're going to go through these 4 and like keep it moving.
Right. And then they add in other stuff. They add in like some news topics and stuff like that. I know y'all talk about things that are happening occasionally during the show, because I actually listen to the show. And I'm kind of proud of that, because I don't listen to a whole lot of gaming podcasts. But the thing that I like about y'all is like, y'all talk about the shit that y'all playing. Y'all don't feel like y'all need to hop on the new hotness.
Yeah.
And like the cool thing about that, well, the downside to that is there's way too many conversations about Days Gone.
What are you talking about, man?
way too many conversations about Days Gone. Like, nobody want to hear about that shit.
Yeah, they do. People are missing out. That's all right, though. I'm moving on from Days Gone. I'm playing Resident Evil 2 now.
Okay. Oh, you went back. You went to the second one.
Yeah.
I've never got into a Resident Evil. Like, it's just something that just went past me. Like, I think for me, in the early days, until the Xbox, I was primarily the sports gamer. I would rent I would rent other things. I would play a few other things, but it wasn't until Xbox that I really broke out of just playing the new Madden or the new Live or whatever like that, or whatever other sports games. Because I pretty much played them all, like the 989 sports games. Played those. Okay. So I'm like one of the only people that will actually say this, right? When Microsoft used to come out with their own joints, that NBA Inside Drive was my jam. that NBA Inside Drive was my jam, and I love that shit. And I know most people don't, but I love that shit at the time. And then like all of it, like that was back when Microsoft actually like made games. And I'm not one of those people that's like, well, Microsoft has no exclusive, because like outside of like the first 2 weeks after one comes out, no one cares about the exclusives.
Yeah.
So, but like I remember when Microsoft used to make like all kinds of shit, and it's just like, yeah, it's like they used to have their own snowboarding game and everything. I was like, fuck yeah, man! Like, why are we not doing this anymore? Like, what was the last cool snowboarding game?
Yeah. Like I would love, like it doesn't even have to be Cool Borders, which was fun as hell, but it's like we don't have an SSX, we don't have Cool Borders. Like, come on, man, those games were hot as shit. Like they were so fun. Let
me tell you what I did. Well, I got a PlayStation 3 late, because I was I've been, for most of my gaming life, I've been very anti-Sony.
Okay.
Because I've never had a Sony device that didn't break. I've never had a Sony device that didn't break. And like, not, last year my PS3 finally broke. And so like, I'm looking at this 4 like, motherfucker, you better not.
Don't do
it. So I was very anti-Sony. So like when I got the Xbox and then I got a 360, like I was really about that life. What's up, Doc?
What's up?
I was really about that life. And so like, shit, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Oh, but I finally bought a PS3, and then like you could buy old games.
Yeah.
Like one of the old games I bought was one of my old favorites, Cool Borders 2.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck yeah, man, I'm about to do this shit. Man, I put on Cool Borders 2. Man, I was terrible. I had no muscle memory.
No.
Like I just couldn't do this shit. Like I remember doing all kinds of crazy shit and landing it, and I was like, fuck yeah, man, I'm about to do that shit again.
Nope.
None of that. Not a drop.
I still have my my black demo disc that had like Cool Borders, like we used to get out of it. What was that old PlayStation magazine called? Was it famous PlayStation? Nah.
It was the PlayStation demo disc was called something specifically.
Was it OPM? Maybe.
Yeah, that was one of them, but like the old demo discs were called something, and I can't remember what it is. But that's like when you had the Tony Hawk demo that just played.
Everyone played the shit out of that.
I just played that Superman song over and over again. So like the moment that song comes on, you go right back there. Like you go right back at Tony Hawk days, just falling over and over again because you don't know what the hell you're doing. Like I remember that shit. Like,
and that's a good era of gaming, because that's when like kind of like what you're saying, like even including like different types of sports, like that's when everything was getting tried. Like you had like multiple fighting games. You had a bunch of different people putting out like football games, like sports games were all over the place. That's when 2K was still a baby, because it was going to be the year 2000, all that stuff was like,
when they did that thing where they made all of them $20 when they came out with the 2K5s.
Now, do you guys, was it 2K where
I never touched a 2K game until they lowered that price. I had never touched a 2K game because I was not a Dreamcast person, so I ain't know nothing about
You see, I got gifted a Dreamcast, and you had to like on the triggers, it was like 2 arrows you had to like put together to shoot a free throw. Yeah. Was it? Yeah, I was. Man,
it was awful. Shooting free throws in that game was awful.
Pro at that, because then, like my buddy was like staying with me. He would like work during the day. I'd be up, and then I'd just get that down. And he's like, "All right, let's play some." Like we would play that and NFL Blitz like nonstop, and I would just whoop on this dude.
Yeah, I remember those days, and like, you know what I think shit deserves? Okay, so it has to be updated because you can't really do this game these days because it's a little bit on the racist side. so let me preface that. Like, but I would love like a new Sega Soccer Slam. That was a fun ass game to play. Sega Soccer Slam was really fun, but it was like real stereotypical, like, you know what I mean? Like the Mexican team had luchador masks and shit. Yeah. Like you can't really do that right now.
No.
Like there's a line and then like, yeah, you over here. Like I need you to come back here, dog.
It's before PC culture went like full blown.
Yeah. So I think they can still do it though, but
I want to address something real quick because it looks like Delvin's got some a brand new fresh pair of Beats on his head. Is that what's going on, man?
No, these are my old ones.
You balling out?
They're all dying off now.
Thoughts on us?
I have a bunch of Beats. I have like 3 pair of Beats that I use for podcasting.
Like easy baller. I got 3 pair of Beats.
No, the ones I usually use, I bought them and didn't know that you had to charge them up to use them. Mm-hmm. So that fucking sucks. You want to sit there and have to charge some fucking headphones to use them, and you have to plug them in to use them. That's the crazy thing about it.
Okay, so
you have to plug it in to use it.
Yeah,
nice.
So they're not wireless.
They're wireless too, but it doesn't work as good with like the
They're wireless.
The Blue Yeti.
It's wireless if you plug it in. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah.
No.
What do you got for dinner, Chase? What's going on here? Chase is about to eat on the podcast, everybody.
Yeah. He always do this shit.
You're like, what are you doing?
Like the last show, like he had the whole fucking it wasn't the last show, it was the show before last. He had the whole fucking family in the background right before we fucking started. His dad just came and gave him a plate. Like I'm like, what the fuck's going on, dog? Like I was like, bro, do you really want to do this right now? Like it seems like you kind of in the middle of something, but like Chase do this shit all the time. Like you don't eat dinner until like showtime. It's like, where the fuck were you all day?
It's 9:00 on your time. You could eat like 2 hours ago.
I'm busy, man. I ain't got time for food.
Time for food. I was like, is this guy going to eat like some shredded roast beef?
How am I supposed to? Shit. But anyway,
for a second I thought the dog was going to come podcast. You were sitting there for so long. Like you going to get up out of the chair. All right, let's go.
True. That little dog in the back was like, you want me to get on mic or what? Like, he's like, I'm white.
I'm white, but I can beatbox though. But I can beatbox though.
He's like, let's talk about bombs over Baghdad.
Check your boy.
Hey Delvin, you should have my dog with the redheaded dude. See if that's like.
What the heck?
I don't think that'll work. Oh man.
Okay, so you've been streaming this whole time, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get the show started. we can come back to our original conversation that started this whole thing off.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Scarfinger, and this is Scarcasm. Woo-hoo. Chase is in the building.
Yep.
And we have 2 guests. It's August, dog. Like it's August. We got Chaffee in the building, we got Delvin in the building. We had Chaffee. We had you on before, so we're not gonna let you talk first. We're gonna talk to Mr. Delvin. Tell the people a little bit about yourself. You know who you represent, like the squad. You know what I'm saying?
Queensbridge.
Deuce.
Oh, you mean podcast legend Delvin Cox? Let's make sure we.
Oh, come on! Don't throw that shit down.
The unstoppable, the undefeatable Morris Brown.
The award nominated podcaster Delvin Cox.
I don't know how I'm award nominated, but I'm award nominated apparently.
Yeah, I won a few awards. I won a few Edgars, and I won a few of what was the one that I did a few podcasts that give out awards, and we've won a few.
Hey.
See, there you go. You're an award-winning podcast.
ain't no awards anybody's ever heard of.
Hey, it don't matter. Still an award.
Everybody's heard of the Edgars.
I've heard of a person named Edgar. Yeah,
I've heard of a person named Edgar. Sure. But do they still make Edgars?
No, now it's the EDGs or something.
Yeah, but do they? No, I mean, like, do they still make people named Edgar?
That's a terrible fucking name for an award, by the way. The Edgar. Yo, I just won this Edgar.
I'll say this.
What are you talking about?
It's because
being a Mexican, we love the name Edgar.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Yeah, we still produce Edgars. For sure. It's a fact.
I embarrassed my daughter the other day. Well, it was a few weeks ago. We went to the bookshop because I went to go get her some books for summer reading or whatever.
Gross.
And I was looking for the Percy Jackson books. Cause, I saw the first movie. I mean, I saw the trailers for the first movie and I was like, that seemed like it might be an alright movie. I know it's like that young adult shit, but like, it might be a good, cool little thing. And also, and I said this while my daughter was there in front of the lady, I said, like when somebody says Percy Jackson and the Olympians, I'm expecting a completely different situation.
Straight up.
You know what I mean? Like I said in front of my daughter, Percy Jackson sounds like an old black man. Mm-hmm. And my daughter got mad at me and walked away from me like I said something wrong. Percy Jackson sounds like an old black man. Like
Percy Jackson played for the Knicks in '82.
You know what I mean? Like I ain't even gonna check you on that. It just sounds right.
Yeah,
grabbing all the rebounds.
Yeah,
it was Charles Oakley and Percy Jackson.
he retired from the Sonics. You know what I'm saying? Like
Percy looked like he was 80 when he was 20.
Right.
One of the hard life living black dudes. Like,
no, he got one of those Greg Oden faces.
No, but I thought that too when I had seen the cover of the book, and I was like, "So I'm glad you said it, not me, because I didn't want to be the racist guy." But I was like, "Yeah, Percy, this is the wrong name."
But like Percy Jackson and the Olympians sound like an old R&B group. Like
right, seriously,
you know what I mean? Like
suits, you know
what I mean? Like in their album covers of them all chilling out in front of Mount Vesuvius and shit.
Yeah,
like.
They never made it to like Smokey Robinson status.
You know what I mean? And Percy hates Smokey. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they don't get along.
You know what I mean? That was my idea. Smokey wrote My Girl. That was supposed to be for me.
Yeah. He's like, I wanted the white cutlass. Guess who bought it?
No, I mean, how you gonna get that song to David Ruffin? David Ruffin can't do it like me.
He didn't get signed with Barry Gordy. He got signed with Gordy Barry.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, it ended up in Hotel. Like, he sounded like a pimp anyway, so he runs Hotel Records. Like, I hate shit. I know I hate shit.
Oh wait, were we supposed to be introducing Delvin?
Yes.
Yeah. I was. My bad. We kind of get off on these tangents. That's just how it rolls.
Delvin knows.
Talk to the people, Del.
Yes. Are you there? You talking?
Did he lose us?
I guess
we can't hear you. He's talking, but we can't hear him.
You know why? It's those beats. He didn't charge them.
Yeah, your microphone went out, dog.
I got no sound on you. Here,
do some beats. The beats only pick up beats.
For real?
Yeah.
Chaffee, you do it for him until he gets his mic straight.
I say so. This is Delvin Cox of the Delvin Cox Experience. I like to let racist people say wild shit on my show. I have a Patreon where it's called the Fire Brigade, and we talk wild, crazy stuff. I record weekly every week. We got, consistently like 100 episodes plus in a row. Oh, we lost him. He's gone. He'll come back. No, but Delvin's got a good show for sure. He's always having different podcasters on, different shows, different perspectives, and kind of just always letting people kind of fly with their ideas, always highlighting different things. He's still silent. Did he mute himself? Did you hit him?
No, I didn't mute myself.
Oh, there you are.
I had to get myself out because it said something about the operating system is dead and click out and click back in. I don't know what it said.
It was like too much melanin in this room.
Yeah. The operating system is dead.
Yeah.
That sounds very ominous.
Yes. It said, get out or else. So I said, let me clock out and sign back in and see what happens. But did Chaffee give an accurate explanation for what the podcast? I'm quite sure he did. He probably said some bullshit like,
I probably said
every week Delvin has on white supremacists
It's pretty cool.
It doesn't allow any black people on the podcast anytime.
No. That's why the black people are always on my podcast, not yours. I've cornered that market.
You cornered the market for white supremacists?
No. For sure. That's you. That's your thing.
Last week he had on Clayton Bigsby.
That's one of those things that still wouldn't fly today either.
Next week, Uncle Ruckus.
I forgot I was muted. I was like, did I mention they stink?
Oh shit!
Oh man, I forgot I muted that. Man, I missed like the perfect opportunity for that. I'm mad with myself right now.
Yeah, because I thought you fell off like Delvin too. I was like, oh shit, we're all gonna get hit with this operating system.
Yeah. So and what else do you do? What else are you a part of?
Delvin.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm part of. Sometimes when they call me, I'm a part of games we don't play. Every once in a while, Chaffee remembers to call me and let me know, hey, we're podcasting today. Or we pull some bullshit like, hey, we're going to record at 2:00 in the afternoon. We know you're at work, so don't worry about it.
Yeah, it did be having voicemails with motherfuckers talking about ice cream. Like, what is we doing here? Like,
Gross.
What is we doing here? Now, I will tell you that blueberry pie ice cream or whatever he was talking about sounds fucking delicious. I don't even like blueberries that much, but the blueberry pie ice cream sounds fucking delicious.
Oh, I know talking about.
For
Los
sure.
out here sound like he about to get raped.
He did. He was on a different level with that ice cream.
Like the guys follow me in the store. I don't know what to do. you need to call the cops, Los. Stop talking to us.
For real.
Los is a unique kind of dude. Like, oh man, he says some wild shit. Like, what
he does legitimately like Nickelback. So.
Oh god.
Okay. So here's the thing. Full disclosure. I like 2 Nickelback songs. I like 2 of them. I'm not proud of this. I'm not proud of this at all. But see, the Nickelback comes from my love of Creed. Like, I really like Human Clay. Like, Human Clay is like one of my favorite albums of all time. Like, for real. I
don't think I even heard a Nickelback song by accident.
For real?
I've never even heard one by accident. Like, I've never been turning the channel and like, oh, that's Nickelback. No, I don't think I've never heard a Nickelback song.
Honestly, I play a ton of Rock Band, dog. Like, a ton of Rock Band and Guitar Hero.
That'll do it. Because Rock Band will get you singing some shit where you're like, why? Like, why am I on like Fall Out Boy right now?
Yeah. So I've listened to I listened to a lot of stuff I wouldn't necessarily come across. Like, I did get into a little bit of the new metal stuff. Towards the end of high school, because that's when all of that shit was popping.
Yeah.
Because I graduated in '98. So Korn and Limp Bizkit and all that kind of stuff was like really hot back then. And like Korn was just all on TRL and stuff like that back when MTV actually played music videos. So I kind of got into that stuff then, and then I was taking a television production class. I had a classmate give me a Korn song to use for a montage I was making, and he gave me the CD. He was like, yo, just use this. And then I never gave the CD back.
Yeah, you're like, sorry, you lost out.
Yeah, I need this for something else. There's another song here I want to use for something else.
Now, where did you grow up?
I'm from Newport News, Virginia.
Okay.
So I'm Virginia born and raised, but I lived there until a couple years ago when I moved up here to Richmond, about an hour or so away.
Okay.
And I don't love it.
You don't love it?
Can you mute your damn mic?
Yeah, I'm like, what's going on?
I told you. Chase be having other conversations and shit.
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna let the shit slide. Hey, I record with motherfuckers. Sometimes they be eating chips on the podcast and having their whole dinner and stuff, and just be smacking on the mic. So I was like, hey.
So
cool with me.
I'm going to give you a Los response. And Los is my dude. I love this guy a ton. So I put out a Twitter survey the other day that said, do you eat the kernels at the bottom of a popcorn bag? So he said, no, but I've been known to suck on them and then spit them out after I get all the salty goodness, which I was like, are we talking about kernels or are we talking about something else? I mean, live your life. Do your thing. If that's what you're into, Who's in the back?
Yeah, it's yeah, Los does things that's like normal, but then he'll word it in ways that's like
ain't shit wrong. Like he just kind of talked over.
That's how you do it, man.
Yeah,
that's how you do it.
Y'all the ones that's making it an issue. Come on, man. Let's get this rolling.
It's loud. I'm trying to hear everybody else.
Hey, when shit going down, you got like that meme. Everything right? The whole building go around, just ignore everything. Fuck it.
That's for real. No, but you know what? That's where you definitely have to learn that, because I know if I want to have a conversation, I got to be like louder or say the same sentence over and over, because my family will just keep talking like they don't give a fuck. What are they doing?
See, it's on the stream that goes out is muted. It's just we can hear it. So now we sound like motherfucking idiots because like on the part that goes out on the podcast, like they can't hear none of this shit at all.
Oh dang!
Yeah, they're like they're ragging on me.
Though.
They're ragging on me. There ain't nothing going on. Because
that's some bullshit. That's some bullshit, Chase.
Not bullshit.
But
hey, Delvin, that well, not the last guy, but the guy that was like a MAGA dude. Like he sounded pretty like normal, like in the beginning, and then towards the end, he just like became Rush Limbaugh.
I'm gonna just tell you like this. That episode, I'm trying to think how long that episode was. Like an hour long.
Yeah.
I spoke with him for 4 hours. Like.
I don't know if I can have a conversation with a maggot for 4 hours, bro.
Right.
Yeah, man. I think that's the cool thing and the bad thing about being me, that people kind of gravitate and want to talk to me, so podcasts can never end. Like I'll be talking to people sometimes, say, "Oh, the podcast is only 45 minutes. Is it good? Because I have something to do." And then that 45, I'll do the 45 minutes. All right, we over. Yo, it's over already. Podcast ends. They stay on and talk for 2 more hours and keep on going. Like,
that's why my man Rashani came up with a show, and he called it 20 minutes. He has a conversation with somebody, and he makes that conversation 20 minutes long. It cuts out at 20 damn minutes.
It's a wrap.
It's a wrap. He actually had like this is before the maggots, he had a conversation with somebody that was like card carrying Tea Party.
Mm-hmm.
And like, there's aspects of the conversation where that guy sounded like a crackpot.
Mm-hmm.
But then there's other aspects where that guy has some really good ideas. Like, and like, I had to wrestle with like, which part of this dude do I actually pay attention to?
That's like the broken clock thing, right? Like it's right twice a day.
Okay. So I'm going to say this. And then I'm going to let it go. I call it the Farrakhan effect.
All right.
Farrakhan be saying some real shit.
Oh, yeah.
Some like real shit. And then all of a sudden he says that one thing that's like, whoa, where the fuck did that come from? Like, whoa, dog. Like, I don't know if we really like feel this way about Jews. Like, I don't know. I don't know very many Jews. Like, maybe we can like bring this back a little bit. Like, but like all of the things you were saying over here was like really good. And then he says that one thing and it just comes from like way the fuck somewhere else. And it's just like, bruh.
Your top 5 bullet points, solid. Like, I got it. We need to do these things for sure. Number 6? Oh man, I can't. I can't do that.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the only kind of thing that I liken it to, because I don't know very many people that are not like me. I mean, I know people who are about that MAGA life.
Mm-hmm.
I know a few people who are about that MAGA life, and I know a few people who are about, like, I work with people. I work in a small office, and like, you know, there's only a couple of other that are quote unquote liberal. Like the rest of them are like, I don't mind Trump, voted for him, and like they ain't got no issues with it. And I'm just kind of like, but like, out of the 3 people that are carrying Trump lovers, only one of them is kind of remorseful about their choice.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like only one of them was just like, oh, maybe we shouldn't have gave this dude the keys. Like, you know what I mean? Like I like it.
Do you think they're completely honest? Because it might be the whole thing to where maybe someone bought a PlayStation, but they don't really like their PlayStation as completely. But all they had enough of money for was a PlayStation, so they got to defend it to the death.
He raised his hand.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I have a PlayStation 4 is because at the time I got a bonus. It was $400, not $500. Is around the time when they both came out. I bought the one that was $400.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why I have a PlayStation.
You got to go. You got to find the deal. You got to go where it takes you.
Yeah,
but I can kind of see what Chase is saying because the people I do know that did vote in that direction, they still justify it. Like where they'll say things like, I don't agree with this statement or that statement or like the Twitter happenings, but I'm a Republican, I'm conservative, or I own my private business and I feel like it's better for me, and I'm like, you're going to hold on to that? That's what you're going to keep doing. And they kind of that one thing negates everything else.
Yeah, it comes
what's
back
funny
to
is like the big corporate capitalism is totally different than real free market capitalism.
Oh yeah,
the big companies, they don't really like capitalism because a little example is on Tap the Craft. They were talking about New Jersey had where the whatever lobbyists for restaurants or whatever made these laws that breweries can't sell their beer at the brewery. They had to only sell it at restaurants. And they couldn't sell food or act like a restaurant. They had to because the restaurants were losing money because people were going to the breweries. But isn't that just capitalism working? The restaurants would then have to compete with the breweries.
You want to create your own avenue, but there's so many restrictions to create your own avenue.
Yeah, so these companies don't really like actual capitalism, and what people think is actual capitalism is not capitalism. Capitalism is literally a free market and having competition. But companies don't like competition, so they try to squash.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think capitalism as just making as much money as you can.
Right.
Which is maybe an aspect of it, but it's not like how you're saying. It's a free market system, where you create a new supply chain.
Yeah. So yeah, it's just weird, but because that people actually that rep for capitalism don't even know what it is.
Well, in general, people are just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I've always said the same thing. The people are sheep.
Yeah.
In general, people are sheep. It's just Fox News has some really good fucking shepherds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They have some really good shepherds. Did we lose you again?
I'm right here. I'm listening.
Oh, okay.
Y'all can hear me good?
Yeah. You're choppy.
That's what I was trying to figure out. Why am I so choppy?
He said you're like Chaffee.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we were having a conversation before the show started about how "Bombs Over Baghdad" is the greatest rap song ever.
I don't agree with that.
Whoa.
Ooh. Okay. So let's do this. What is the best rap song ever?
It's hard to quantify that, but off the top of my head, I'd probably say
Candyman knocking boots.
If you say rappers delight, I will cut you through this.
There's a couple of them I try to think of when I think of the greatest rap song ever.
Mm-hmm.
Dear Mama comes to mind. Juicy comes to mind when I think of that. Just songs that stand the test of time. That Bombs Over Baghdad is good.
It's great. Listen to Bombs Over Baghdad.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
it's not heavily in my rotation.
Put it in. I have for 2 weeks now. I've listened to it multiple times a day. It was one of those things that I was like, I want to go listen to something I haven't heard in a long time, and then I just fell in this Outcast rabbit hole because their whole catalog is so diverse. And then Bombs Over Baghdad played, and I was like, fuck, this is as innovative today as it was the day it dropped. And even in the day it dropped,
That's
it
true.
wasn't as appreciated. But you hear it now, and it's like, holy shit! This could drop today, and it would chart top all the way.
Okay, so like the song of theirs that I feel the most, like I feel this song in my soul, like feel like connects to this is Liberation. Liberation, just like there's something about Liberation that it's something. It just like you just kind of close your eyes and you just kind of like inhale liberation. You know what I mean? But it's not as like it's not something that I would consider like one of the greatest songs of all time. But it's just like one of those things that you just kind of feel.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just got to feel it. It's kind of like, okay, so there's a okay, how do I say this? It's like one of those songs that like proves whether you got soul or not. Like if right now, no matter how you feel about Dude, right? If I put on Here Come the Hammer on right now and You Can Stay Still.
Oh, Hammer's dope. I like Hammer.
Yeah, you ain't got no goodness about you if you can stay still doing Here Come the Hammer. Like there is nothing else to discuss. Like I can't do this with you no more.
Yeah, I was in the car. I totally get what you're saying, because we were in the car last night, and again I played Bombs Over Baghdad. Put it in the car, fucking had that shit up loud. Wife sitting next to me, and she starts getting that shoulder. Shoulder starts popping up. And I was like, "Oh, you feeling it, huh?" She's like, "Fuck yeah, I am."
if you could stay quiet during the bridge of Before I Let Go, not the Beyonce shit, the original. If you could stay quiet during the bridge of Before I Let Go, we got some issues. Like we need to discuss this. Like if you could be quiet during that part, like first of all, if the song starts. And you hear those down, 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 down. If you don't hit that, whoa, whoa. If you don't hit that, or at least if you don't attempt it, we have some things to discuss. Like for real, we have some things to discuss.
Cards are getting pulled. Now, Delvin, real quick, sell me on Dear Mama. As much as I am a West Coast guy, never been a huge fan of Tupac. Like I feel like he's like wildly overrated.
Bruh, I'm with you.
I cannot disagree with that even so much. It's like, I think Tupac is more than just a rapper in terms of the person he is. And that's why they have 1,000 Tupac movies, because he's so multi-dimensional. Yeah. And I think most rappers...
persona first, and I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I think the whole thing with most rappers that people know is like, every rapper kind of has this persona of who they are. You don't get to see more or less anything different than that. Like Jay-Z's Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
He's always been Jay-Z. He's always going to be Jay-Z. You had so many different layers to Tupac, and even his music. 1 minute he's screaming, saying some crazy shit like, "That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker."
Yeah.
And threatening to kill people's whole families. And then the next minute he's coming with something that's so deep that you can anybody can relate to, whether it's a single mother working 9 to 5, struggling to make it, or a high school teacher. Like Tupac has so much diversity. I know people kind of, he's overrated and stuff like that. I can kind of get that, but I think that his legacy kind of speaks for itself. If I would say Tupac is kind of like I'm trying to think of a good example of who Tupac is. He's kind of like, I don't want to say Michael Jordan, because I think Jay-Z's kind of the Michael Jordan of hip hop in terms of how he has that longevity, and everybody kind of just wants to acknowledge him as the greatest of all time.
He's done Jay-Z. You know what I mean?
He's the standard.
He hasn't really deviated from his lane, because I kind of get what you're saying. Like, I think
there was a slight deviation for 444, though.
That's true. Yeah, I will agree with that.
Even then, his slight deviation was, okay, I'm going to talk about the stuff that Nas been talking about for forever.
Bruh, okay, so you know what? I retract my statement about Tupac. Nas is the overrated one. I am not a Nas fan.
Oh no, we're not gonna have this argument.
I'm not a Nas fan. Let me tell you. First of all, I'm gonna tell you what it is about Tupac that most people can connect to. If Tupac was anything, I think Tupac is an empath. There's something about Tupac where he can make you feel what he's feeling. through what he's saying. Like sometimes like I would just be like put my whole shit on shuffle and then Bomb First will come on and I'm driving and shit and I'm like, why the fuck am I mad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why the fuck am I mad right now? And then like, you know what I mean? Like, and then like when like keep your head up, come on, you're all like hopeful and shit. Like you feel it in your chest. Like I think there's something about Tupac that makes you feel something. Like he's able to convey what he's feeling and he just puts that in your chest. Mm-hmm. And like lyrically, not really that great.
And I think you hit a good point because that's like, as you're saying that, I'm like, okay, I could totally see that because lyrically, like it's a very similar cadence a lot of times or linking the same words together, but it's that emotional element that comes through. Like the first time you heard Hit 'Em Up, fuck. That was talking in front of your face.
The first time you heard Hit 'Em Up until the nosedive. Like let's be honest, every song with the Outlaws dies the moment he stops.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
The moment Tupac stops rapping, every song with the Outlaws goes every time he stops. Like Hit 'Em Up is fucking fantastic for the first verse.
Yeah. And that first verse off the gate when he's just like first off and it's like, oh God. Like, I understood why you got shot. Like, this makes sense.
It's like, yo, bro, I understand that this is a Don't Look Any Further sample, but did you really have to go with Get Out the Way, yo? Come on, dog. Like, bro, like, did you have to go there? I get it. It's the Don't Look Any Further sample. We good on that. Like, did you have to start off? Did you have to start off like that? And then it just goes worse and worse and worse. And then like the only saving grace to the end of that song is when Tupac just starts talking at the end.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
He
just starts like ad-libbing like crazy, just saying wild shit.
I feel like whoever produced the song be like, save these niggas. Like you need to like you need to do
like get back in the booth. Get back in the booth.
I will retort this to say because when it comes to battle rappers, sometimes that lyrical miracle shit, people don't be giving a fuck about.
Yeah.
Like, I'll give you a perfect example.
Slaughterhouse.
I'm not going to use Slaughterhouse, but that's a whole nother story. Ether. Nas isn't saying anything spectacular on Ether. He's literally saying on that song, I will fuck you up, Jay-Z.
No, I'm going to tell you. Trying to have the Ether versus Takeover conversation with people is like trying to have a political discussion with maggots. Like people, like the maggots are people that are the people who like Ether. If you actually listen to the songs and you like divorce the emotion behind, standing behind your guy. You put Takeover and Ether side by side. And like Takeover is a lyrical deconstruction of several men, several grown ass men. And he just literally takes them apart line by line, just takes them apart. Ether is Nah Nah Boo Boo the song.
Not really.
It's basically just name calling to a song.
This is my problem with Takeover. And this is what everybody kind of ignores for Takeover. The whole crux of Takeover is everybody keeps saying, oh, it's Jay-Z versus Nas. It's not really Jay-Z versus Nas. It's Jay-Z going at everybody, giving Nas one verse, saying some things, and then talking about everybody else.
That's why I said it's deconstruction of men, because he takes it at Mobb Deep, he takes it at, you know what I mean? Like, but here's the one thing that I was missing from the whole Mobb Deep thing. I know that the Mobb Deep part of that song was going at Prodigy, but is anybody ever talked about how all of Havoc's beats sound the same? Like, nobody has ever said that on a song.
But that's the whole thing. Jay-Z wasn't mad at Havoc, he was mad at Prodigy.
Right.
And the whole thing about the Takeover that gets me was the hardest verses on the Takeover are not about Nas. They're about Prodigy.
Yes.
By far. The worst thing he said about Nas is, I wasn't that great. And then that's literally the worst thing he said. He said, I would say I did something with your baby mom, but I'm not going to say it on this song.
No, but then he said it on Super Ugly and it fucked up everything. Like Super Ugly is possibly the most disrespectful diss track since No Vaseline. Like,
man. No
Like,
Vaseline. Jesus.
Like super ugly was so disrespectful. Jay-Z's mama called him and said, "Son, you need to cut this shit out."
Super Ugly doesn't flout me because you never apologize for your diss records, and he apologized. That automatically
His mama called him. Like, what you supposed to do when your mama call you?
It doesn't matter.
Your mama said, "Son, chill." Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, that's my mama.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You don't apologize for your diss record. You stand by what you say.
Called me, but my mama called me and told me to chill.
Matter.
I have to chill.
That's
but
like
if he didn't, his mom was going to get him by the ear, walk him over to the other house. There would have been a picture on the source of him apologizing with his mom holding his ear. So you do it over the mic.
Like his mama told him to chill. Like, that's the real shit. And then Nas is on the radio was telling me, so you're not supposed to talk about no women or no children. It's like Scarface. Like, nigga, if you don't get the fuck out of here with that shit, you literally made 990 Boo Boo the song.
No, it's not that at all. I disagree with that completely. I think when you look at the takeover and there's a complete difference. I think the takeover is Jay-Z basically saying, I was a fan of your music. I'm not a fan anymore. Ether's basically saying, you are a pussy and I will fight you. To the point where Jay-Z said several times in interviews, I want to fight Nas. I don't care.
No, I'm telling you. When's the last time you listened to Ether? I'm telling you. Listen to Ether. It is just name calling over a beat. There is nothing else to that song.
But it doesn't have to be nothing else to a song. It's like when you watch a fight. You don't be like, well, that guy talked a lot more intelligently in that fight. No, you got knocked down. You're looking for the knockout blow. And I think that's what Ether is. It's not like I'm going to psychologically get in your head. No, I'm going to fuck you up. It's like Tyson versus Floyd Mayweather.
But I think if you compare the two tracks we've talked about, like Hit 'em Up versus Ether, first verse of Hit 'em Up, let's go with that. Like that has a structure that, like, I guess just that, it has a structure. You know what I mean? Like, it has a flow, it has a style, it has an intensity, whereas like Ether's different.
But here's the thing about Hit 'em Up. Like, the fact that Faith was just like, I have no idea what he's talking about. Yeah. Like, he invited me to record a song and that was pretty much it. I left.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that element of it, like, and especially like now during the Me Too where we're supposed to believe women, like,
that song actually came out, by the way.
Did it?
Yeah, it came out. She recorded the original vocals for I Wonder Why They Call You Bitch. You can buy it. It's really good.
Yeah, see? Like, so like the whole thing was just kind of weird, and it just seemed like, okay, so here's the other part about that line. That line was really strong. But we already know he was fucking Kim at that point. So like, what mattered? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I think it's a good example of like, just
it matters.
Oh, I think it mattered. I think it mattered to him.
If somebody says, "Hey, I'm fucking your wife, not your side piece," it's a big difference. Like, if Pac would have said, if Pac would have said, "I'm fucking Lil' Kim," like, I don't give a fuck.
He's like,
everybody is. Who cares? But he's like, no, I'm fucking your wife.
Yeah,
she's with me now.
He's like, yeah, me too. Like probably two other dudes as well. Like, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah. Have you ever seen that VH1 movie? Is about the Biggie and Tupac thing, but they flip it. It's called Played.
Okay, I remember watching it, but I couldn't tell you like anything of it.
Let me tell you, the dude in Played
because they apologize to each other or something, right?
The guy dies and then he records a song like "I'll Be Missing You" type song about his whole friend. But here's the thing about Played. He takes it a step further because apparently he did have sex with dude's wife, and when he put out the diss record, he actually has sounds from the sex tape of his wife in the background of his diss record.
Damn.
That's dope.
Man, I mean, somebody got to die. Like, that's not something, like, for real. Like, it's one thing for you to say that you did this. It's one thing for you to might have actually done this. But for you to put her in the song, getting her back blown out by you,
you're asking for it.
Like, that's somebody got to die.
Yeah, you disrespected someone to their face, full on. That's wild shit.
Yeah, that's a real
What do
one.
you what are you listening to, Chase? What's your hot shit? What's your rap beef?
All he listens to is metal.
Do I? How do you know?
Metal and like when he does listen to hip hop, it's like 90s hip hop. He likes like De La Soul and shit like that. Like
Chase,
he's a
Chase like you for to say, I listen to motherfucking 2 Chainz. What you talking about?
I was just listening to Freddie Gibbs' like 2014 or 2015 album, Kenyatta.
There you go.
Freddie Gibbs
It's
is amazing, and it's like I love his like trajectory. Like he just keeps collaborating, and each album is like better than the one before. Also, he just needs to stop calling them collaborations because he keeps like outshining the person he's working with. Like, don't do that. Because like that one he did, what was it? I can't think of it. The one before this Madlib album that he did, that was a collaboration. Like whoever was the other artist on there doesn't exist. Like just none of the other verses are like memorable at all. And I've seen him live twice. Fuck, dude, he's intense. Like he does half the show like a cappella style. Like, and that usually really annoys me when I go to a rap show because it's like the energy's going and the beat's there and you're just like fucking hands up and everyone's going off. And then when they drop the beat and the guy just like flows, I'm like, oh, whack, man. Like we were just having a party. Like no one wants to hear fucking spoken word right now. But when he does it,
Deaf Poetry Jam.
It's exactly. But when he does it, it still goes because it's kind of you're saying like Tupac. That energy comes through where you're just still like, fuck yeah, like he's good. That dude is amazing. I'm hyped because they're doing the Adult Swim Festival again this year, and it's the day I'm going is Freddie Gibbs, Vince Staples, Tierra Whack. Like there's gonna be a lot of really good artists that day.
That's a good day.
Yeah. And Tierra Whack, she's nuts, dude. That girl. Number one, if you like follow her Twitter, her like little random like freestyles that she drops, she's fucking sick. She's really good. And then her album, which has like something stupid, like 30 songs, but they're like 30 seconds long. That's just crazy. She's good. Trying to look up that Freddie Gibbs album. The last one he did was like Roma or something like that.
Yeah, I haven't listened.
Yeah,
I haven't listened to the new one.
Yeah, that one was Fetty, and it was him and Currency. And I couldn't even tell you it was Currency on there. Like I don't think he exists on this album.
Wow. You know what? I actually did listen to some new things. I listened to so I listened to 4 new things. Now I'm really just all about my playlists, so I typically just go back and forth to my playlist. But I went outside of my playlist and I got 4 things that I listened to recently within the last week. Okay, so I listened to Drake's Care Package.
All right.
It's basically like a remix album, so it's like it wasn't really anything worth writing home about. I listened to the Chance the Rapper album.
Oh, sorry.
It should be called Facepalm. Like it is Facepalm the album. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, bruh, I thought people like you. Like I thought you made good music. Like I was just like, yo, you ain't got nothing like you want no problem with me. Like that's a catchy ass song. Yeah. But like, there's nothing like that here. It's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's
really bad.
Yeah. It was like he was bored. Like, you know what I mean? Like he did this, like, I know he's supposed to be like Mr. Independent and all that kind of stuff, but it was like, it's like it's like, this is the album that you make when it's the last one of your deal and you're just happy to get out of your deal.
Like, I just need to ship this one. They said one last album. Here you go.
Yeah, this is the album that you record when you know this was your last one on Bad Boy. Yeah. You know what I mean? And you tired of wearing those shiny suits. Like, you know, like this, you know what I mean? Like Suge done got on your nerves. This is your last one on Bad Boy. Like, you know, like when Snoop did the No Limit album.
That was just
you know
what I mean? Like, when Snoop went No Limit.
Right. But that was just bad. And then I finally got around to listening to Meek Mill's Championships.
Okay, how's that?
I actually liked it quite a bit.
Really good album.
I was surprised, because I don't listen to a whole lot of new dude music. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's some really good stuff. And then I'm a sample guy, so I really like samples. Mm-hmm. it starts off with a, in the air tonight sample.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole thing starts off and it's just really good. But here's my problem with Meek Mill. Like, you can't listen to a lot of Meek Mill because he sounds like he records all of his music like he's talking at a drive-through. Like, it's like, why are you yelling? Like, calm down, dog. Like, just rap, dog. Like, there's times where he just raps and everything is perfectly fine. But everything almost everything he records is like he's just yelling at the microphone, like he's sitting in his car yelling at the drive-through speaker trying to record his verse. Like, it's like, bro, we hear you.
Yeah.
Like, my ears are bleeding. Like, why are you shouting right now? Like, I gotta turn this shit down.
It's going to go back to Chance the Rapper. He's one that I've never really gotten into either. And for me, he falls into the to like the soccer mom category. Like, that's the music, that's the rap for people who want to be like quote unquote urban. Like,
and Christians.
Yeah, I listen to rap. Like, I love Chance the Rapper, and I'm like, that's okay. Like, we don't need to talk about rap anymore because that's for the kids. That's for the soccer moms. That's like a different vibe. But also too, I like really like when I listen to raps. My steady go to is like, I love hood rap music. Like, I love like just dirty raps, heavy bass. Like, that's still my shit right there.
I'm a Southern rap fan. I'm all about the Southern rap. I want to hit them 808s. I want them lows, dog. Like, I'm trying to shake some shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, I need a sub. Like, that's how, like, okay. And the last thing that I listened to before we move on to something else.
Well, hold on. Pause real quick, because you said Southern. Still go back and listen to Bone Crusher.
Okay. So I like the singles. I didn't love the album.
No, I will get you on that. The singles for sure. But that heavy, like, oh, man.
Gripping the grain in the whip, dog. Gripping the grain in the whip.
I'm telling you.
Bruh. Gripping the grain in the whip.
We talked about this before last time I was on. I still got 212s in the back. I'm not fucking around.
Gripping the grain in the whip is that's that life, dog.
Yeah. Well, I bring that to my metal.
Yeah, same too. Heck yeah.
So I tune my shit down and just like play slow as shit and just rumble the fuck out of some subs.
That nice chug. Oh man, that's so good. Yeah, because I know for me, like, I definitely like to. I think my go-to on the metal end, and I've been listening to a lot of like Death Heaven lately, but also like my favorite go-to is High on Fire because it's just that slower churn, but still like a lot of fast riffs. And
I saw an interview with Matt Pike, and he was just like, dude, like, whatever, these are my pedals and shit. But just like old freaking stoner dude. And like when he started playing the interviewer, he was like, holy shit, I just felt that in my chest because it was just, he had like 6 half cabs, like 6 of them. So that's like 3 full stacks.
Yeah.
But there's 6 halves, so it's like actually like 6 heads all freaking like doing.
And the reason why he does that, so like I've talked to him before, because their drummer plays with like an oversized set.
Yeah.
So everything that he's like, the drums are really heavy in that, and it's like extremely loud. So in order to like overcome that, they like triple their stacks than what would be like the normal. So then you're like watching them in a small club just getting blown the fuck out. Like you can't hear shit for days after their shows. But it's oh man, that rumble, that's good shit.
I like the feel it here. Like I might still wear some like earbuds or whatever, but it's not really about the hearing as much as it is about feeling that like just rumble in your chest, man.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
Yeah,
for sure. So I think on my end though, what I've been listening to.
Wait! I got one more.
Go.
And I think everyone should try to listen to this at least once.
Okay.
It is a concept album that is a science fiction story told in rap form. It's called Splendor and Misery by some group called Clipping.
Oh, yeah.
I heard about it on like a YouTube video or something like that. They were talking about it, and I was just like, "This sounds interesting." So like, I went and listened to it, It is fantastic. I think it won some sort of science fiction award or something like that. I mean, it's some real shit.
Do you watch any of you watch Blackish?
No.
Okay. Or when Hamilton first came out, like one of the main characters or the main actors, he's the guy who raps on Clipping.
Okay.
Clipping's a really interesting group because there used to be this. I used to go to this club called The Smell, and it literally was The Smell because it was like in the back alley. It was dirty as fuck, downtown LA. And this group called Captain Ahab would play, and it's two guys, and one guy, total like long beard, metal looking dude, and would just play like karaoke style over like techno beats, and he would just flip the script. Okay, Delvin, do you remember when I sent you that video when it was like for I Can't Believe It's Not Booty, and then there was like these guys that got cut in the side and they were like fucking his cut? Like, it's crazy. So they started, and then the other guy in the band would just dancing everybody. So that's Captain Ahab. Somehow they linked up with this other dude, and together they formed Clipping. So that's where you get that like weird, like odd tempos and like really odd beat styles. And then the guy's lyricism is amazing. Like together it shouldn't work, but it really does work. They're good shit.
Yeah.
But check out Captain Ahab. You'll be like, what the fuck is going on here? Yeah, I'm gonna check that out because I haven't listened to it in a while.
Yeah, I've been listening to this band called Lettuce. You guys have heard of Lettuce? They're like kind of. There's a lot of members, and but they're like this kind of funk band, I guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, it is funky, but then it's also like kind of psychedelic too. Well, I guess funk is kind of psychedelic, but I don't know, man. They but it's like fresh.
Are they more like in the jam band angle?
They are, but it's like it's sort of hip hop and funk and rock, but it doesn't sound like old shit. It sounds like new shit, but it's still funky as shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it is a lot of shit. But yeah, definitely check them out, man. They're good shit.
Yeah, the one I've been listening to a ton is I still can't get enough of that Tyler the Creator album. That Igor album is phenomenal. Have you guys listened?
I've heard that it's good. I just remember not really liking Goblin.
Yeah,
and
it's way different from Goblin.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a one solid like concept piece. Because Tyler, like he makes me feel old. Like when I listen to his music, I'm like, oh yeah, this is definitely for young guys. This is not for me. But this Igor album, man, it's on Love Below level. Like it's good shit. If you haven't listened to it, definitely check that album out because
it's on the Love Below level. That means it's really good for people who've never listened to funk, like or like the Childish Gambino joint. It's really good for people who never really listen to funk.
It's entry level. No, but it's pretty brilliant. Like it's a really good album. That one has been like a nonstop for me too. That's what I gotta say. Those are my.
Yeah, Love Below kind of breaks my heart a little bit because, like I mean, there's good tracks.
Yeah,
but it's like Stankonia, like it's them bleeding their two styles together, and then Love Below, they were like, I want to do my own shit, and then it took those two styles apart, so to me, it wasn't the same. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they need each other to elevate each other because once you realize, like they're both great at what they do, but they need the other for you to kind of go like, it's like that sweet savory thing, you know? Like you have a little bit of one, then you go like, oh, but this shines a little bit brighter because they're fucking amazing. But separate, it just I don't know.
I mean, some of the Big Boy stuff is good, but it's because he collaborates with everybody because he needs someone to collaborate with.
Please be careful with this. Like, there's several. I didn't realize how much
I'm not really hating on Big Boy. I like Big Boy.
I'm not. Look, I'm not. I'm trying to avoid.
You're just looking out for him.
I'm looking out for you right now. I did not realize how much people really love Big Boy.
A lot.
until there was a the homie Rashani did like a hip hop roundtable, and they went to the different they did the different areas, and during their South conversation, like there were very, very passionate people about Big Boy. I didn't realize people cared about Big Boy that much. Like,
Oh yeah.
Dude,
bruh, they came out for Big Boy, and it's like, bruh, look, don't go there, and want nobody come for you. Just leave it alone. Because like most of us that are not like, you know, like super Big Boy fans just think that he's the companion piece of Outkast. But no, he actually makes this thing work. It doesn't work as well without him, and that's what you're speaking about. But make sure that you say that his piece works very well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah, for sure. Have you heard there's a song off one of his solo albums and it's really good, and it features a trip hop group called Sneaker Pimps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And is it Sneaker? It's one of them. It may not be Sneaker Pimps, but yeah. What's one of those that you really like? Not Sneaker Pimps. The other one. Never mind. But yeah, I might think of it in a little bit, but the songs, it's like someone's name. It's like an actor's name or a music. Like Tom. It's Tom Petty. Tom Petty is the name of the song. Really good song.
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
But yeah.
Yeah, and he does, and he keeps himself relevant. Like, he's always collaborating with somebody or showing up somewhere. I did go. It popped up, like, you know, YouTube is just always like randomly like suggesting shit as well. Mm-hmm. And it was that Key and Peele sketch when it's like they meet up in the coffee shop.
Yeah,
that shit is fucking hilarious because it's like Andre 2000 in like these like fucking Peter Pan outfit, like ordering that coffee out of a vase.
I just realized if you look this up, it's not spelled like the person's name. It's THOMPETTIE.
Right.
So it's Tom Petty, but it's not spelled like Tom Petty, the person.
Yes. Right. Did you get to see who the collaboration was? I know someone likes Sneaker Pimps, but I don't think it's them.
No, I just looked it up real quick, so I haven't listened to it yet or anything. It just says
Little
Dragon. Little Dragon. Yeah, they're really good. They're kind of like Sneaker Pimps, Portishead type stuff, but their stuff lends really well to hip hop.
I don't know about none of that.
Which kind of bums me out because Portishead had really good albums and just never came out with another one.
I don't know anything about Portishead other than the fact that it's one of the diseases in 2 Point Hospital.
That's hilarious.
That's the only thing I know about Portishead.
Yeah,
I know this means something.
Portishead is really good. They're just super depressing.
Yes.
But it's like beautiful.
Yeah. Totally. Yeah, and on like the depressing end too, I've been listening to like a lot of
Bright Eyes.
You know, I can't get into Bright Eyes. Bright Eyes is like no.
I have no idea who any of these people are that y'all are talking about.
Bright Eyes is like this guy, Connor Oberst, his band, and they're kind of like a I don't know if I'd call it like a rock folk in a sense, you know. But it was never for me. But actually, a lot of like Lana Del Rey lately. Like she sounds really, really good. But her songs are fucking depressing as hell.
I only know her name. I know absolutely nothing that she's ever done.
Yeah, she's good. I like her.
I've heard her name before.
Yeah. What about you, Delvin? What you been listening to?
Rose! Rick Ross.
Really? How is it?
Go to Miami too. It's great.
That's true. See, that's why you ride, because it's like Miami.
You know, I always like Rick Ross because I've said this on another podcast. And he's kind of like the Isaac Hayes of rap. Isaac Hayes.
Why? Because he looks like Isaac Hayes?
Well, that too. But Isaac Hayes is good with having all this instrumentation around him and all these beautiful sounds and stuff. But Isaac Hayes himself isn't the best singer, but he makes it work for him.
No, hold up. You trying to say that Rick Ross isn't one of the best rappers? Rick Ross, his flow sounds absolutely, but it sounds amazing on anything.
I know that's the thing about Rick Ross because he has his production work with him so well, and he doesn't really switch up his flow too much. But what he does with his production makes it work so excellently well for him.
Yes, he sounds amazing.
Just like Isaac Hayes. Isaac Hayes isn't somebody who's gonna flip up his flow. His production works for him. He finds his pocket. He stays in it, makes it work for him, makes fantastic music. And I think that's what Rick Ross does so well. And I love Rick Ross. Rick Ross is one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah, I used to get Ross all the time. Like people used to say I look like Ross. Like I don't like without the money and the tattoos. Like I was
without the franchises.
They're just being nice.
What would be an essential Rick Ross song to listen to? Top 3.
Off his album or off this album or off of any of the albums?
Off any.
Any of the Maybach Music songs are fantastic. Let me go to my Rick. I got all his albums, so let me tell you which ones to go. There's a lot of Rick Ross songs that are great. Like you can listen to whole albums. I would say, trying to think what I would say. I would say Tears of Joy with CeeLo is incredible. Freemason with Jay-Z. Well, that whole Teflon Down album is amazing.
Yes, it is. I would say that.
Just listen to that whole Teflon Down album.
You know what? His freestyle over the Biggie song Nasty Boy actually made me like that song.
Yeah.
Because that song is just kind of like nothing as like a song, but his freestyle over it made me like really care about that. Let's see. I'm trying to think.
He's a really good storyteller too, by the way.
Yes. Because I mean,
picture that almost unmatched.
Yes. He's I don't know. I don't think there's any like definitive place to start except for like maybe go to the beginning. Like go to Port of Miami and like and start there because like from like Push It, because of course like we all know that sample from playing Grand Theft Auto 3. So like with that Push It to the limit.
Yeah.
Limit. Yeah. I mean, Scarface soundtrack was just a fucking radio station in that game, but like that was what first got me, and I didn't realize I had already heard him on other songs like Chevy Riding High and all of that other stuff. Like at the time, I didn't know that was the same dude. But I would say go back to the first Port of Miami, because there's just like there's a lot, and it's just one of those things to where he just sounds amazing on everything. Like there was.
To add to that, the thing about Rick Ross is those first 2 albums still have that kind of trap feel to it because he does. I don't think he officially has Justice League a part of him yet. So you're still getting Rick Ross on kind of those trap beats and stuff like that. But the third album, Deeper Than Rap and on down, it's a lot more soulful. It kind of has that Jay-Z type Blueprint feel to it, and it fits him so well.
Yeah, and the thing is like. He's the complete opposite of Nas. There is nobody who's a better beat picker.
Yes.
In the game than Rick Ross. Like there is no one better. Like Nas has a song that is produced by Chris Webber on an album. That Chris Webber. Like we are talking about that Chris Webber produced a song that made it on an album.
Chris Webber?
Chris Webber.
Yes. Nas picks all the beats.
Fab Five, Chris Webber. I think the song is called Blunt Ashes or something like that. But it is produced, like the beat is made and the song is produced by Chris fucking Webber. Yes.
Nas is a horrible beat picker.
Horrible. So bad. I couldn't even make it through the last Nas joint. I tried to listen to it. I really did. Was it Lost Tapes 2? Yeah, I tried, bruh.
No way, no how. Yeah, you see, Rick Ross, like I recognize his place and his like status in like the hip hop timeline.
He's hip hop's Lance Armstrong.
Yeah, but he's never clicked with me, and I'm not saying it to say like he's bad or like I think he's trash. It's nothing negative. I just haven't had that song yet where I listen to it and then I'm like, fuck, that's it right there. Like, and so that's kind of like. I want to like be into Rick Ross. I just haven't found the song that makes it snap for me.
I think Rick Ross is one of those type of artists that I recommend you listen to if you want to go out for a long ride, just chill out and smoke a cigar. That's when you listen to put on Rick Ross. Just vibe.
So he's good backyard music. I'm out I'm chilling.
Yes.
Relaxing.
You're in the backyard thinking about your successes.
Okay. Thinking about my successes.
You're thinking about the Delvin Cox experience. Listen to Rick Ross.
Yep. All right.
You listen. I got you. Here's the analogy. You listen to Rick Ross when you look at your Patreon numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like that's.
If I'm looking at my Patreon numbers, I'm listening to fucking Ja Rule crying for 30 minutes. I cry.
I don't care what nobody says. Ja Rule was the illest until he wasn't.
That's true.
He really nobody fell off harder than him. Like he went from doing everything, and then he was like, "I'm only going to exclusively work with Ashanti."
No, but see, here's the problem. Here's what happened.
50 Cent.
50 Cent happened, and 50 Cent. 50 Cent when Get Rich or Die Trying came out, it was at a time where rap was starting to progress further than the thug lifestyle.
Yeah.
We were starting to move past that. And then a lot of these songs and stuff that Ja Rule was on, these were songs he wrote those. Like the songs with Ashanti, the songs with Mary J, and all of this kind of stuff. Like these are songs that he wrote himself. So he was progressing the genre forward. Yeah. And then someone was just like, moan back, moan back. Come on back. And that's what 50 Cent did. He brought it back. Now, Get Rich or Die Trying was an absolute masterpiece, but him doing the whole Boy Who Cried Wolf thing with Ja Rule, because it was like, you're trying to be Tupac, but you're talking about all the times you got shot and all of this other stuff. Yeah. You are really doing the Tupac thing. This is what you're doing, but you're like, no, he want to be Tupac. It's like, meanwhile, nobody's looking at me trying to be Tupac.
And then on top of that, he basically took what Ja Rule did and ran with it.
Yes.
He started singing on the songs and everything like that.
Yep. So it really kind of switched up, but until that happened, Ja Rule was the illest.
Yeah, he was. That's what I'm saying. He was right in.
Have you ever heard about how Ja Rule got on?
No.
This is the craziest story, and then we probably should talk about some video games.
We'll do that.
Ja Rule was with some kind of group. I think it was called the Cash Money Click or something like that.
Cash Money Click. That's what it was called.
Yeah. So there was a channel called The Box. Uh-huh. I don't know if everybody know about.
I know the box, video jukebox. Yeah.
Yes, and basically you call in, you pay a little something, and they play the music videos that you want to hear. Well, the person who was managing him at the time, basically what he did was he figured out what was the most popular song at that time, and every time that song came up on The Box, he would click right after that song, over and over.
Basically manipulate the system.
He did what?
Yeah, he just manipulated the system by basically finding out what was the most popular thing, and then just kept requesting that song after whatever was the hotness at the time. And that's when somebody at Def Jam noticed.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty brilliant, though, because he just keeps slipping. It's kind of like when we watch TV now. Whatever's following that main hot popular show, that second one gets that sort of residual wave for a minute. So it's
broke people like me and Chuck ain't gonna pay for those songs. We'll just listen to the next song you pay for it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I ain't never paid none. I ain't never paid for a damn thing on The Box.
No, zero. I was like,
$1.25 per song. I'm not paying jack. I'll let you order it.
And back then, $1.25. No, yeah. That's high end. That is high end.
Damn that. My allowance wasn't that good.
I will say this though, I do enjoy some music talk. I very rarely get to do it, but yeah, let's do some video game shit. I know you want to talk Days Gone.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me. I listen to the podcast. I already got to listen to enough Days Gone talk. Don't nobody care about no damn Days Gone.
Yeah, dude, man. People buy this game.
Don't nobody care about no damn Days Gone.
No one loves it like me.
All right.
So what's Days Gone about?
Let's the whole story how it begins.
I will slap the shit out of everybody involved. I'm trying to told y'all. Like,
so the thing about the motorcycle,
it's like Chase talking about Fallout. Like, I just don't.
Which one, floor or shelter?
Boy.
What?
No, I can't deal with none of this shit. But so you know what? I'm gonna go first, and I'm gonna go real fast because we need to wrap this up soon. So I'm gonna go real fast. So I played some more RimWorld. Started a new colony with my daughter. She absolutely hates being forced to play RimWorld, but I think it's something that she would enjoy if she actually pretended to give a shit. But she's in that preteen era, so she's like doesn't really give a shit about nothing except for these K-pop group. I played a good chunk of the NBA Live. NBA Live did something weird. The game got delayed, so they put out an update where they moved all of they kind of did like a current rosters. So they moved like Anthony Davis to the Lakers and stuff like that in an update. But the update doesn't have the new players. So like you have Anthony Davis leaving, but you don't have Zion Williamson on the team.
Oh, that's trash. They gonna make sure you buy a new one.
Right. But the game is delayed. So like what are y'all gonna do? Are y'all gonna put him in the game? Or like what is we gonna do right now?
That create a player. Create your own Zion Williamson.
I mean, so like that was just a little weird because I started my daughter learning how to play, and then I played a little bit myself, and then I played Madden, the face of the franchise mode. Mm-hmm. I got my EA Access trial, and here's the problem with face of the franchise. I like the my career modes of these games, and here's the problem with the my career mode of the face of the franchise. For the first two games you play at the end of you play the college playoff, and you're not just your one character, you're actually playing the whole team. So like while I'm thinking I'm just gonna be this one guy, now I got to play defense and stuff, and I'm just kind of like, I don't fucking remember how to do this shit. Like you know what I mean? I'm playing the phase of the franchise, and I'm about to lose because my defense can't hold water because I don't remember how to do this shit. Last time I played one of these games, and I played the whole games myself, I was an offensive coordinator, so I didn't have to play defense. So like that was just kind of weird. And then also I think my original Xbox One is starting to get a little long in the tooth. It's pausing quite a bit while trying to render Madden. Because it's like there's a lot of stuttering and all kinds of shit, and I think I probably should have got an X a long time ago, but yeah, I think if I play much more of this, like either they need to come out with a patch and make it more stable, or I need a new Xbox.
Save that money for the Scorpio.
Xbox One X.
So yes, but so I played those, and I think that's all I played, except for like messing around with some stupid stuff on my phone. But that no one wants to hear about that. Who's next?
All right, Delvin.
Well, I'll go. I've been playing Fire Emblem. What is Fates? I think it's called. Well, is it 3 houses?
I think
so. Yeah,
I think it's 3 houses. Yeah, I've just started playing that one up a little bit. I like it so far. It's really nerdy as shit. It's some.
Now, is it just what type? It's like it's an RPG, right?
But it's like the chess, like the strategy RPG.
Yes, okay. That's what I was gonna say. It's a strategy RPG. So you got to kind of like XCOM almost.
Okay.
You got to know what it. And the cool thing I like about it is the fact. One of the things that sold me on the game was the fact that, well, a lot of people don't play it this way, but your characters can die and they don't come back.
So like
yeah, and it affects the story, which I think is pretty cool. Like you get characters, you can build them up and stuff like that. And if you fuck up, that guy's going. He's not coming back. You just miss out on his story.
Now, is that only a Switch game?
Yeah, it's only a Switch game. I think Fire Emblem was just only Nintendo.
Is it?
Yeah.
But so far, I like it a lot. I kept hearing Donnie from PSVG talk about it and Carol from PSVG. I like.
What they've done like back-to-back episodes on.
What does PSVG stand for?
Play some video games.
Oh,
awesome podcast.
I thought it stood for PlayStation video games.
Good to
You know what? When they talked about it on the show, that's exactly what I thought. I was just like, nah, I'm cool. I'm good with that shit.
Nah. What else besides Fire Emblem? You doing anything else?
I'm playing that, and still playing Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3, which I'm enjoying a lot. I think it's great.
Bro, I was about
fun.
to mention that. Like, that shit came out, and like nobody's really talking about that.
Yeah, it was like hot, and then it just like really fell off.
I think that's because it's not long. It felt like 8 hours of that, and two it is what it is. It's just a beat 'em up, a fun beat 'em up, and you know, right now, especially right now, they don't have as much. If you beat the game, it's not that much stuff you can add to it. Like, they don't have any skins for the characters.
No.
Like, the only thing they have is like color swaps, which is
Is Luke Cage in the game?
Yeah.
Because I had some issues with the Luke Cage in the first game, because like you play and then you're surrounded by a whole bunch of dudes that look like superheroes, and then there is one nigga who looked like he fit the description. You know what I mean? Like,
I said fit the description.
I mean,
everywhere.
He's just a nigga with a t-shirt and some jeans with a chain wrapped around his waist. Like what is we doing?
Yep. They said somewhere between 5'9" and 6'2".
That's what I love about the TV show, but so much that he's
just wearing a hoodie.
He's just wearing a hoodie and a yellow shirt.
I love the fact that he actually wore the costume for like a brief moment, looked at himself and said, "You look like a damn fool," and took that shit off.
Yeah.
No, that was for real. How about you, Chase? What are you playing?
I've still been playing The Witcher 3. I bought it in December and still been trying to get through it. You know, limited time to play games, and it's a long ass game. Well, I think I'm almost done because, I mean, no spoilers, but I'm after the ugly baby part, and I'm just like going back and doing some Witcher contracts before I go to a place called some sort of island. It's not Skellige.
Ugly baby.
That's Skellige.
Ugly baby. I think I know where you're at.
You go to the Isle of something, but you have to go to Skellige to get there.
That game is long.
Yeah. I never started Witcher because I was like, I don't think I can invest that much time.
I think now that it's coming on Switch, I think it'll be good for you to play.
No, I actually bought Witcher 2 because I was at PAX East and they had a demo of The Witcher 2, and that demo was fantastic. And then what had happened was the demo is the first part of the game. And once you actually make it to that first town in The Witcher 2, like, I had no fucking idea what I was supposed to do from there. Like, it's just like, where am I supposed to go? What am I supposed to do? Like, I needed a Fable breadcrumb trail or something just tell me, okay, this is the main mission. Just if you don't know what to do, go do that. All right, cool. I could do that. I just got lost and then I put it down for like 2 weeks. And when I came back to it, it was like, I have no idea what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Witcher 3 does a better job solving that problem in terms of, like, if you stop playing the game for a while and you come back to it, it tells you, like, on the low screen, it tells you everything that you were doing at that moment in time.
Oh, that's smart.
And Blue has told me that much. He told me I should play it and then bought me a PC copy of The Witcher 2.
Yeah, with like games like The Witcher or even like Skyrim, like they intimidate me because I'm just like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Like I'll start them up and I'm just like, nope, this is like too much work.
I can't do Skyrim.
Create my character? Fuck that. Like no, just give me the default and let me go play.
I know I wouldn't be able to do Skyrim because I bought Oblivion. I bought Oblivion when I got my Xbox because I bought my Xbox late. Oblivion was already out. Mm-hmm. I was doing great until I got out of that cave. Once I got out of that cave, then like I went to the first guy you're supposed to see, and then you're just standing there talking to dude, and then you kind of look down on the desk, and the thing says pick up, and I'm like, all right, maybe I should pick this up. I picked this up. It was like, nigga, you stealing. I'm like, what? They told me to pick this up. So like I'm running, they chasing me. Like I hop on the first horse I see. It was like, you stole this horse. I was like, oh Lord, I done stole a horse. Like it's just like it was just bad. It was just like it was so like nerve wracking that like I didn't even think I was doing anything wrong. And then all of a sudden it was just like, you're doing everything wrong. And it's like
you stop playing, you're like, am I a criminal?
Right? You know what I mean? Like, I was just kind of like, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. So I ain't never touched Oblivion. Like, that was one of those 3. I bought 3 games when I first got my I bought Oblivion. It was a GameStop buy 2 get the 3rd free. I can't remember what the 3rd game was, but the other game was some bullshit that Major Nelson sold me. And I'm still mad at Major Nelson. I stopped listening to Major Nelson after he convinced me before I had a 360. He convinced me I was all about that life. He convinced me that the outfit was the hot shit. Like, bruh, the outfit? Like, I was mad as hell when I started playing the outfit. I was like, this is the game that Major Nelson sold me? I'm like, fuck Major Nelson forever. Ever.
Unsubscribe.
I unsubscribed immediately because, like, I was like, I can't do this shit with Major Nelson no more.
Speaking of bad decisions, like, I didn't really talk about this, but because I had been writing a pen and paper RPG campaign, and I was using the Savage Worlds.
Nerds.
I was using the Savage Worlds rules because it pretty much out of the gate had everything you need for medieval or modern or futuristic. I mean, you can like easily do Mass Effect with Savage Worlds because there's no lore to Savage Worlds. It's just rules. And so I made this campaign just kind of like based in the 90s. Think like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, but everybody's like in this trailer park, and there's like all kinds of like fucking cult shit going on in the woods. Well, I ran it with some people for a while, and it went pretty good. And then some friends came over. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try this with them. So they made completely different characters than the other guys. One person decided to be an elderly person, and in Savage Worlds you have hindrances that will play into, like, I will know what they do, and that your character is doing this if you have a certain thing. So her hindrance was that she had a death wish. So when there was certain things happening in the woods, she like ran off to it, trying to die. And none of them had weapons at that point because that was like the prologue. I was like, well, okay,
that bitch die.
Yeah, seriously.
So, and everybody else had cautious as their hindrance. So they were like, I don't know about this. And the other guy had Code of Honor as well. So he did follow her, but he rolled really poorly on his tracking. So he lost track of her. And she got hit with like 22 damage from this big ass monster and completely lived because she rolled really well on her vigor. And she just lost one of her arms for the day, basically. Like, it just got hurt.
How you lose an arm for a day?
Well, you didn't lose the arm, but like, if she rolled poorly, it would have been like she would have lost the arm. But she rolled pretty good, so she just like basically to where she couldn't use it. But she got out of that situation. But I did not expect them to just be like, because that was supposed to be like kind of an introduction. They're going to be safe, even though there's a big monster. I'm going to get them out of it. But the decisions that she made, I was like, "There's no way this is happening."
Look here, I've watched multiple Friday the 13th movies my whole life.
Yeah,
and I've learned from those movies when white people want to get some shit and get themselves killed, they don't get into some shit and get themselves killed.
Yeah,
it's a fact of life.
Yep.
And
they always say, "Hey, don't go that way. Jason's that way." Oh, we need to go see what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
I hear a sound outside. All right, let it be outside.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I was skeptical on pen and paper RPGs. I was like, you can't be immersed in just like some paper and books. But like, if you have a good enough storyteller and good enough friends around you, you really do. And it's crazy. And the social aspect and just like drinking beer and eating snacks and stuff, it's great. Like, if anybody has like somebody that can like DM for them and like actually try to do it, it's pretty fun. I mean, if you get in a terrible group of people that just want to be jackasses and, you know, elitist or whatever, then it could be not good. But if you got a good group, it's a fun time because it's social. You know, it's not, you know, behind a screen. You know, it's cool.
Yeah. I've always wanted to play, but I always ran into that situation where like I would see other people playing and it was like clicking, you know, because they had like the right like what Dungeon Master, whatever the fuck it is,
Yeah.
Like the narration was going well, everyone was playing right, and then they'd be like, "Come over next Friday, we'll do it again." I'm like, "All right, cool." But then it would be a bunch of other jackasses that would show up and just not wanting to be in it. So then we always ended up just drinking and eating snacks and not playing the fucking game, which was fine.
Yeah.
But it was like, but I really wanted to like give this a legit try. So I think maybe it happened like 2 or 3 times, and then after that I was just like, like it's just one of those things that's never going to happen.
And a lot of my friends, like you guys and stuff, I know you guys through the internet, and there's a thing called Roll20, and I haven't really looked in it too much. It seems pretty complicated, but you can like run games like over the internet, which kind of defeats that whole purpose. But it'd be kind of cool to like play with people that are across, the states and stuff.
Yeah,
but,
I have done that on a podcast.
Yeah, I was going to say, didn't you do that with like Josh Stapleton, Spencer, maybe?
Yes, I have.
Yeah.
I did it on a podcast one time. Played a whole D&D campaign. It was actually a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I heard people using that game on Steam as well. But
I think it was like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's not bad.
I can't. I'm an omnivert. Like there's times where I'm cool and I like people, and then there's times where I really don't like people.
Yeah. I think it'd be something good to do for.
That's the realist.
Do for extra life, like if we have people over and actually stream it and whatnot. I just have to set up the camera right in a right angle to make it interesting for a viewer. But it'd be something good for extra life, like a little bit break from video games.
Going back to what you're saying, like my wife is always like, I don't understand how you like work with people every day and like work with community, and you like legit don't like talking or hanging out with people. And I'm like,
because you don't like those people.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I was like, because the people I know in real life, I don't like them. Like, they don't know, like I'm totally cool with.
Yeah, my coworkers think I'm quiet.
Yeah.
Just don't like you motherfuckers. That's all it is.
Exactly. No, the same here too. Like when my wife will she'll hang out with her friends or whatever, and she's like, "Oh yeah, my husband's into this, that, and he does this, whatever." And they're like, "Really? Like he's quiet. He's like really like respectful." And they're like, "Hey, you don't know." She's like, "He talks a lot of shit." He's just
I just don't like him.
Yeah, for us, it's crazy that just to think that you're a freaking principal.
Yeah, I mean, I think the same thing too. I'm like, wow, you can pay me for this?
All the time.
Yeah. On my end, I'm not playing Days Gone anymore.
Thank goodness.
So could you say that those days are gone?
Oh, shit, yes. I could. I could say I rode on past them.
Chase, cut that shit out.
No, so I wrapped that up, and then I think because I did invest so much time into that game, then I was kind of like not into starting anything new.
Right.
And I actually started playing a ton. I went back to playing a ton of Call of Duty 4 multiplayer, and I think because it's just dumb. You know what I mean? Like there's no story. It's just get in, play some matches, do some shit. There's still the game's like not broken or lopsided. So it plays really, really well. So I've just been doing that, and then my son is like,
I can't do it. I can't brave the wild no more. That's why I like the Black Ops games. You want to know why? 2 words: team training.
Yeah,
you can play with facsimiles of your friends. Mm-hmm. Your friends can join you if they want to, and you don't actually have to talk to anybody.
Now, what I was going to say though is that my son, he thinks he's a badass. And so he's really good at like Fortnite. He's really good at Apex, and that's not me just saying he's good. Like he's really fucking good. And so he wanted to play gun game.
Is he about to come for those millies? You know what I'm saying? Like my man just wants some millies.
No, he's not that good. But so he's like, let's play gun game. I was like, are you sure? Because he's always talking shit. He's like, oh, you don't know how to play, and I'm faster than you, and this and that. I said, okay. I don't let him win. I'm just like, if we're gonna play, we're gonna play. I whooped his ass because gun game is the one where you shoot with one weapon till you finally get through like the run of them. Oh, I destroyed the fuck out of this kid to the point where he screamed through the controller and didn't talk to me for like 4 hours. And he was like later on he came back, like mad finger at me, and he was just like, I just wanted to play a game with you, and you had to ruin my happiness. I just wanted to play. And I was like, hey, if you wanted me to let you win, I would have let you win.
That's good.
And that would have been something else.
That's good.
No, you're not gonna beat me until you're good enough to beat me.
Right. And so I told him, I said, I'd let you know from the get-go, I will beat you in this game. You are good at Fortnite. You are. You are good at Apex. You are. You have that fast motion, but you will not beat me. I guarantee it. And when he got destroyed, fuck, dude, he let everybody know I beat him and that I was unfair and I was a terrible father. And I was like, no, you got to learn, dude. Like, this is the equivalent of like, you can't step to me yet. Calm down. He said that.
That happened to me a couple years ago with my little cuz in Halo. Like, he thought he was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat you. And so I was like, all right. So like
we're doing this.
Let's do this 1-on-1. And it got to the point to where I just said, forget it. And I just like, I wasn't even shooting anymore. Mm-hmm. Like it got to the point where I stopped shooting. I would just roll up behind him, bam, every single time.
So I was just do that too. I would do the same thing. I put the gun and just, and he's like, where did you come from? And I'm like, nah, because you're still scurrying around with your energy that you're not focused.
My homie Rashani will say, because we used to play a lot of Black Ops, and I used to get backstabber all the time, and every time they would always hear me sing, "They smiling in your face." Every time I would stab them and roll off singing, "They smiling in your face," over and over again. They know about that life.
Yeah, man, stabbing's the best. And he would say too, because once he would get to the point where he had like a sniper rifle, he's like, "Oh, just let me shoot you. Like I'm not good with the sniper rifle." And I'm like, "No." And then I would be like, "You don't like this gun?" And then I just come stab him. And once you get stabbed, you go back a gun. So he'd be like, "No, that's not fair." And I'm like, "You don't have a sniper rifle anymore."
I don't like this sniper rifle. I got you.
I got you. So he was bad. So then yesterday was Sunday. We were chilling at home, and he's like, "I want to play gun game again." And I was like, "You want to do this? You really want to do this?" And he's like, "Yes." And I said, "Don't get mad." I said, "Because I'm not going to let you win. I'm just not going to let you win." And then he got pissed, but he kept himself in check. And he's like, he got a few more kills than he did the last time. So I said, just keep getting better. That's all you need to do. I said, but I'm not going easy on you. So I was like, hell no, man. You gotta stop messing with that.
What game was this?
Call of Duty 4.
Oh, Call of Duty 4? Call of Duty 4 is gun game?
The remastered.
Oh, okay, the remaster, okay.
Yeah, because I don't think the original did, but the remaster that's like on the PS4 does. And then I finally, I've had it sitting for a while, I finally started Resident Evil 2. That's just beautiful. Like, oh my God.
It is.
That's a
gorgeous looking game.
Yeah. So I'm excited to get back in. I just haven't been home enough to play. Plus, my kid's always on my fucking TV, hogging up my consoles, even though he's got a console and a TV in his room. Always want to be in the living room. So we have to have a talk about that. But that's gaming on my end.
Oh, man.
Did we get everybody?
Yeah. Around the room.
Okay. So I want to talk about one more thing, and then we can wrap this up.
Okay.
I had a TV show in my Netflix queue for quite some time. And one of my coworkers was like, "Yeah, I watched the first season. It's really good." And less than a week later, I am almost finished with the second season. It's Designated Survivor. Have y'all watched Designated Survivor?
No, what's that about?
Okay.
Kiefer Sutherland, right?
Yeah. Kiefer Sutherland is the president is because he was the designated survivor, and then a terrorist plot happens during the State of the Union when everybody else was in the Capitol building. All the motherfuckers get killed. So now he's the president. And here's what I liken it to.
Real life gun game, it just kept going down.
No, here's the thing. Here's the problem that I had with it. It's very similar to Battlestar Galactica. Because, like, if you watch Battlestar Galactica, you know me, the lady ended up being the president because all the rest of them got killed, and she was like the Secretary of Education or some shit like that. And like, she got to be president because all the rest of them got killed by the Cylons. So I was like, man, they just took that from Battlestar. But like, this is really good. And here's what I say. It's very Tyler Perry-ish to me.
Whoa.
That's not a good thing.
Okay. Here's Here's what I say about
from a dress.
Just wait.
Call herself a deer.
I mean, my issue with Tyler Perry stuff is like there's a million things that happen in a short amount of time to a very small group of people in everything he does,
and then Jesus.
And then like and then like the light skin over dark skin, like that type of stuff. Not necessarily this, but like the fact that like there's so much stuff that happens to this small group of people in this small amount of time. Like, in the first couple of months this dude is president, like there's like terrorist plots, assassinations, a couple people got shot, a couple people got killed, and this is all people around him, not just like, like this is things that are happening in the country. And then like every episode is like another crisis, and it's like, bruh, you ain't even been president that long. How is this all of this stuff happening to you?
How is every day your birthday?
We're actually going through that now.
Yeah, but what we're going through now in the country is just like a bunch of like stupid stuff, and the dude can't keep his mouth closed about anything. Yeah. But like this is like real stuff, like terrorist plots. You know what I mean? Like there's that, and then like there's like people like I'm saying, people close to dude getting killed, and like people getting like I'm talking about real close. I'm talking about real close. I ain't no spoilers, but real close. Like stuff like that. And it's just crazy. Like, like somebody got caught up in something that they did 30 years ago, and it just came back out like now. And like, it's just a ton of stuff. And it's like, this dude was like he had Ben Carson's job. You know what I mean? Like, imagine everybody died except Ben Carson. Like, what? You know what I mean?
He was a token black guy?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, and then like he was not a Republican or a Democrat. He was an independent, and like he got to try to bring the country together after like everybody in government died except for maybe a couple of people. You know what I mean? Like,
I have to say, like,
I do find it funny that the only way independents get in office is everybody fucking dies.
Exactly. That's the only way he got to be president, because everybody gone.
Yeah.
Everybody. But like, I mean, I've been glued to this shit. Like, I made it through the first season. It's like 22 episodes. I made it to the first season in like 2-3 days.
Damn.
Like while working, like I watch at work. I watch when I get home. I was watching yesterday while I was washing dishes. I had my tablet up on the side. Wasn't with these headphones on because the cord was long enough for me to move around. Like I'm in here. Yeah. Like Designated Survivor is like everything right now.
You're like, I'm feeling every minute with this.
Yes, and it's just riveting, and like it's one of those things where it's like every episode ends, and it's like, and my girlfriend knows when I finish an episode. My girlfriend and my child know when I finish an episode, because after every episode, the little cliffhanger makes me go, fuck. Like I gotta watch the next episode now, because I have to know how this resolves itself. Yeah. Like, so like after every episode, fuck.
Yeah. They know 22 or 55 minutes has passed.
Yes, they know exactly. But now I'm guessing it was on TV. It's a Netflix show now. So, but like, yeah, it's really good so far. Like really, really good. And so if you want something to watch on Netflix and you ain't never watched Designated Survivor, do that, Joe. Yo, it's crazy.
I'm gonna check it out. Yeah, I'm for sure gonna.
Yeah, it's all kinds of stuff.
I was hoping the show would fail, but it hasn't failed, so I'm like, fuck it, I'm not gonna watch it.
No, it failed on regular TV, I'm guessing.
I need it to fail immediately so I can get Kiefer Sutherland back to do fucking 24.
Do we really need another 24?
Yes, we do.
You think so?
Yes. Black Bauer didn't work. They canceled that shit immediately. They got a black Jack Bauer there say, fuck this. We're not doing no season of this shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I think I only watched like the first couple seasons of 24. I didn't watch a whole lot past it.
I love 24.
Yeah. I loved it at the time, but then I just kind of went on to other things. But man, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up, man. Thank y'all for guesting on August. Go ahead and plug your places, man.
All right, Delvin, you first.
Chopping, you first.
You motherfucker, I just said you. All right. So, yeah, Chalfie, you can find me on Twitter at thatchalfie, CHAUFIE. Do a podcast called Games We Don't Play, where we talk about games and how we don't have time to play them. Usually it's me and Delvin, sometimes Sean when he's got time. Really indicative of the show. When we got time, then we do record. Because there's always shit. It's always like work, dad stuff, fucking you name it. Like we're always doing something else. Playing Days Gone. Playing all the high quality games. No, but it's really fun. And, just like doing any podcast that, I enjoy having conversation with people who just like to bullshit, just like to have a good time. So especially coming on with you guys today, I had a blast last time, had a really good time today. Man,
Word up.
you guys want me on, I'm always down. It's good shit. So thank you.
We appreciate you, dog.
Yeah.
Devin, do you think?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter at Delvin_Cox. Well, I'm sitting there talking shit to Chalfie. And also,
the other way around.
I am the host. No, that's definitely a fact. I'm also the host of a podcast called The Delvin Cox Experience, where I interview people from all walks of life. Sometimes they are interesting characters, to say the least, but it's always an interesting conversation that's about pushing the movement forward. It's always about forward moving, getting everybody's perspective, and about diversity, which Chalfie helped me realize that's what that podcast is about.
And it's not always
good answer. Good answer.
Forward because good answer. Because he did have a guy on who got what did he get like super coked out and broke his brother's neck?
Oh yeah. That dude that the dude was like naked and like freaking like trying to like back wrestle his like stove or some shit, and the cops come over and like see his weed and be like, "No, we gonna you good."
You're all right. You got bigger problems.
Yeah, I gotta say this again. I have to have Ben on again to tell some more of his coked up stories.
Yeah. No, but Delvin's got a good show too, because he just lets, for some reason, people talk. Like they just say some wild shit on there, or they'll really give like their opinion. So it's definitely a good show to listen to.
Even though they know that you're going to go on Games We Don't Play and talk shit about them.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes I talk shit about him in the next episode.
Right.
that motherfucker actually came on and said that bullshit.
Yeah, he does. I mean, you know what it is. For sure.
Word up. Chase, you got something?
Not too much, Just I'm Chase, and I'm here, and I edit the podcast and do all the work, and Scar just kind of shows up.
Chase out here eating full plates of food.
Oh yeah, my
look,
dude,
I'm like Will Smith on Men in Black. I make this look good. Like this don't move without me. Like we've known what it is when you start and end shows. Like
I had to take my dad to an appointment, and I was going forever. He was like, "Hey, let's go to the grocery store," and then. Kids are like,
this is what I'm talking about. This is what I am tasked with stopping. Like no one cares about this part of the show. Dog, like no one does.
But
like,
someone has
to stop this.
I'm explaining why I was eating.
No one cares. Like no one cares. There is not a soul.
Fucking Joey Craig talking.
There is no one available that cares. Like not a single soul.
It was mashed. It was creamed potatoes, and it was brisket.
Do I care?
Yes.
You know what? Shout out to Chase, because as much as you give him grief on every fucking episode, he takes it on the chin. He keeps moving. He's just like, I don't care. I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say. Standing your ground, saying your words. But at the same time,
if I let him go, that conversation about like him taking his dad to the doctor and stuff like that, that's another half an hour.
Well, but people love that real life shit. They don't want to just hear I played The Witcher. They want to hear about real shit, man. They want to hear me. See, I'm spitting the real.
Did you take your dad to the doctor in The Witcher? Like exactly. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like right, we need to wrap this up. Thank you, gentlemen, for being on the show for August. We really, really enjoy doing this around this time every year. We probably need to get like another month. Like, what's opposite of August on the calendar? Like, we might need to do this like twice a year.
Do months have an opposite?
I mean, it's 12 of them. Like, there's one
6 months from now.
Yeah, 6 months from now. Like count, dude. Like, what are you doing? Again, thank y'all for checking out. Thank you everybody listening for checking out the show. Shout out to Mike J, who did send a message saying was good evening in the
Mike J.
The YouTube chat. And thank you to everyone out there, whether you're gonna watch it or listen to it later. We did do a contest last week and nobody has called in on the contest yet. So that means I ain't got to do no art for nobody.
Oh,
well, not yet.
I listened to it, but I didn't watch the video because it's whatever's in the background of Fred Rojas's room, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a poster. And
so you have to go back and watch the video, and then
you have to watch the video in order to.
I'm gonna do that shit right now.
So now, do we have another one?
I need the link.
So do we have another one? I don't think we have another one because no one claimed the last one. Well, we could do the one behind Chalky. We could do the one behind Chalky. We'll just stretch this thing out. Like we'll do one.
What letter is missing from behind Chalky?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Because when you look at it, it looks like
you're missing. Yeah, it does look like something's missing. Okay, we got it. That's the you answer the question. Send it to our Twitters. The Twitters is in the show notes. Send it to one of our Twitters, and I'll do another painting. You tell me what colors, and I'll work it out for you, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Word up. So, again, thank y'all. This is Scarcasm, for, the homies, Delvin, Chaffee, Chase. I'm Scarfinger. We're out of here. Peace out to the Warriors, yo.
Hey, thank you.
Later.
Also, shout out to Chase's white dog in the background.
Yes.
I like that shit, yeah, boy. Yeah, I'm telling you, Whoa. All right, I ain't gonna talk.
Why I gotta be a white dog?
Seriously, I was like, wow, man.
I was look, I could be mad and say why I got to be a white dog, but he is in North Carolina, so
I mean,
come on, get the fuck up here. Thank you.
And he's like in the boonies, like there ain't no street lights where he live at, dog. Like I've been to his house, like getting to my hotel room from his house that night was like the most daunting experience of my life. Like I didn't know whether some shit was gonna pop out, was some damn like some deer or something just gonna walk out on the street.
What up? What was that town? Smithfield. Because I remember when people were talking about a big sign that used to be outside of Smithfield that said "Welcome to Smithfield, home of the KKK."
What the fuck?
I told you, North Carolina.
Yeah,
crazy.
I think what time you talking about on the podcast?
Yeah,
that was in Georgia. I don't think it was Smithfield though.
Okay.
Well, the home of the KKK, that's Stone Mountain.
Yeah,
right
Georgia
there,
is like wild.
That's Stone Mountain right there, dog.
Georgia's wild. Like I've been in Georgia. Well, it's gotten a lot better because there's too many black people out there now, so you can't just be wild like that like you used to.
But all my people down there be like, be real careful in Cobb County.
Yeah, there's certain areas you go in.
Be real careful in Cobb County, dog. That's where the big boss man was from. So it's real.
Yeah.
From Cobb County, Georgia.
It was a pizza buffet in Georgia because I used to live in a town called Murphy, which is very close to Georgia. Actually, the closest gas station was in Georgia, so we would go and get cheaper gas there. And but there was a buffet there that was like fucking amazing. It was kind of like Cece's, but it was owned by Papa's.
It's not amazing.
No. CC's not amazing.
CC's was awful.
Yeah, but it had the same setup as CC's, but it was owned by Papa's, and it was like out of this world, man. But I don't know if they still do it because I haven't seen any Papa's.
CC's is basically cardboard with toppings.
Yeah, I agree. But the Papa's one,
cardboard with toppings, bro.
yeah, CC's isn't good, but the Papa's one that was pretty legit. I mean, if you find one now, they might not be as good, but I don't know. Back then, they were fucking awesome.
There are two times in life where CC's is awesome: when you broke or when you're high. Like those are the only two times that CC's is awesome.
I was just about to say that
the crack house of buffets. Like you don't really want to be seen there.
Not that you've been to a Golden Corral.
Yes.
Ooh, that's bad news.
I'm not a fan of Golden Corral, but like that's a
It's
topic.
way better than CC's.
Yeah, it is. But like the thing about Golden Corral is like sometimes around here the menu be changing up you might get the good Golden Corral that day, or like you might get the day where they're serving like a whole bunch of fish or some shit like that you don't really want none.
Yeah.
Like they be having like cabbage and shit like that. Like, bitch, I ain't here for no cabbage. Like that's not what I'm here for.
There's a place around here that's freaking legit. It's called Grandsons, and it's like straight up country food, and it's so good. Like they actually had
Who's country food?
All of our country food.
Hours, huh?
What do you mean hour?
All of our country food.
About to call ice on me.
But anyway, they can't because y'all in the back cooking. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Yeah.
You too, brother.
Peace.
Peace.
Yes.